Hey folks, you're listening to the Manaverse podcast, and this is the podcast where we talk about building a successful, friendly local game store. Today's episode is all about getting the word out, especially if you've just opened your doors or you're trying to make a bigger splash in your area without dropping a fortune on advertising. This whole episode was inspired by a recent question in the Opening a Tabletop Game Store group on Facebook, so I definitely recommend you go check that out if you aren't already a member. Heather Rothwell posted, "Does anyone have any creative ideas for inexpensive marketing to get the word out to the community that says, hey, we're here?" And this got me thinking. So let's dive into some inexpensive but incredibly effective ways to promote your game store and start growing your player base from day one. But before we get into that, if you want to grow your game store, we can help you transform from a new face in the neighborhood to the go-to destination for your local community. Or if you're already running an established game store, we can help you scale to the next level and compete head to head with major online retailers. While you're focused on running your store day to day, managing inventory, organizing events, creating great experiences for your customers, we work behind the scenes to make sure new customers keep walking in through that door. We've helped dozens of game stores just like yours develop effective, practical marketing strategies that deliver real results. Whether you need help improving your online presence, creating email campaigns with impressive open rates, or developing targeted social media ads that reach exactly the right audience in your area, we bring that specialized expertise to the table. We genuinely understand the unique challenges of running a local game store. We know your margins, your competition, we know the products. We know what motivates customers to choose your store over big retailers or online options. We've been in the trenches. We've developed strategies that work specifically for this industry. So if you're ready to take your store's visibility and growth to the next level, visit manaversesaga.com/MMA for a free 30-minute marketing strategy where we will review your current marketing approach and show you exactly what is possible with some expert guidance and help. Now, let's get back to those free marketing strategies that can help you make an impact right away. Number one, fill out your Google business profile as completely as you can. If you haven't already claimed your Google business profile, make sure you go do that. Look up your business, go through the process of the verification. They'll send you a note or a card and you have to put in a code. Definitely go do that if you haven't done that already. And then once that's done, assuming you've got your business profile set up, go in and make sure that your address and contact info match everywhere else on the internet. So whatever it says on your website, whatever it says on your Facebook page and your Instagram and all your other social media, make sure that the address is word for word, letter for letter, exactly the same. The best way to approach it is to just copy and paste the one that is canonical to your business, copy and paste it across all platforms, including Google Business Profile. If you want to show up on things like Google Maps and Apple Maps, your address needs to be identical everywhere. Then optimize your profile with keywords. Go into the categories and make sure that your game store, to the products and services that you supply to your community, are present in those categories. Make sure it's board games, card games, trading cards, local entertainment, events organization, anything that would be relevant to what your business does, what your game store does for your community. Make sure that it is present inside of the categorization in Google Profile. Then after that, add photos that showcase both your inventory and your gaming space. Take posts from your social media channels and post them to your business profile as well. Whenever you have a sale, make sure you cross-post it on your Google Business Profile. Not every post has to go up on Google Business Profile, but making sure that at least once a week, something new and something fresh is being added to your profile is a good practice. Definitely want to aim for doing that. And then finally, the last aspect of things is to make sure that you respond to all reviews, positive and negative, to boost engagement and show potential customers that you are open, responsive, and you actually care about their experiences. One-star reviews are inevitable. They will happen. But responding to the crazy/entitled people can show that you're a reasonable person. So still worth reaching out and then messaging them back. Don't necessarily add fuel to the fire, but take a reasonable, measured approach to your response. And then for genuine complaints, maybe somebody actually had a really rough experience for whatever reason, and they came out and they said, I've got a 1-star, here's what happened. Responding to them and showing that you actually care about what happened to them shows that you are trying to make things right. And remember, a lot of the time, the reviews are not for the people who left that review, answering and responding to them. It's about the other people who are going to Google you or discover your store and then look at the reviews and see what other people are saying, but also seeing how you responded to it. So try to make it a habit so that you are checking your business profile at least once a week and trying to respond to any new reviews that you do have. And this, again, will become relevant as we go down the line. Number 2, sponsor local groups or try to work with nearby community centers, schools, libraries, and help them organize kid-focused programs. Pokemon and D&D are great games to start with this kind of idea. Provide product at cost, run after-school programs or camps, and then get involved with your local community and lead the charge on bringing tabletop to their personal experience. You could develop a game ambassador program where you train library staff or teachers on simple games that they can run, or you can create themed game nights that align with school curricula like math games, strategic thinking, that sort of thing. You could also offer to host a games and education workshop for local teachers to introduce them to the wide world of tabletop gaming. I actually recorded an episode with Dustin Statz. It was episode 118. He's the owner of Board Gaming with Education, or BGE Tabletop. It was way back in the heyday of 2022, where he talks about his approach to education and games. That would be very relevant on this. Links for that episode are in the show notes. But working with schools, working with community centers, and helping them organize additional programs gets you into a good light for these kids, and it gives them a good experience for the first time if they've never had the opportunity to come visit you, if they've never had the opportunity to play the games that you are bringing to those tables. This gives them that really nice curated touch point, this managed experience that allows them to try something new that could be intimidating in a very safe space. Working with these organizations is a really great way to reach a lot of families all at once, while also just adding something really nice and positive to your local community. Number 3, reach out to your local newspaper if you have one. Try to pitch your story and get some coverage. If you're inclined and it fits the media type, you could also offer to write articles about tabletop gaming for the publication. Newspapers and other media sources are constantly starved for stories and things to write about. So if you have the chops and you can write a reasonable story about what's going on and what the readers might be interested in, it could be something that might be an avenue for you to get some extra eyeballs on your store. For newspaper coverage, if you want a journalist to care about what you're doing, you have to focus on the human interest, the stories, like how tabletop games are bringing families together and things like that. Tell the story of the people in your store, all of the great friends and the things that are happening and the cool events. All of these things make decent stories that fit the bill for what a local newspaper might be interested in. A lot of this is just about building that relationship and getting to know the journalist or the reporter who might be covering something that you would fit into. It's definitely worth keeping it on the back burner because it takes a little bit of time to develop that kind of relationship. But my last podcast episode with Mickey Kennedy actually goes over this whole strategy in great detail. So I definitely recommend that you check that one out too. Again, links to that will be in the show notes. Number 4, post flyers for your store and other local businesses, assuming they're cool with it, of course, caveat there. So use a program like Canva. It's free. If you don't want to pay for it, you don't have to. It's a digital design, graphic design program that you can access in your browser. You don't need to download anything special, and it makes great graphics, great flyers, great social media posts and things like that. It's an excellent program. So everybody should be able to use Canva. If you've never used it before, go check it out. Just canva.com, super easy. Open Canva and create a few eye-catching flyers with your store details on them and include a QR code that people can scan to see your event calendar or claim some sort of a promo deal or something. The code, allows them to see, like, they're in the coffee shop and they have their phone, so they can scan the code and it'll automatically link you up to the rest of your ecosystem and, bonus points if it allows you to collect their email and that sort of thing, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But having a code allows them to find out more, to go a little bit deeper. And then find other businesses in the area that host a community board or something like that and post your flyers there, assuming they're cool with it. And then what you have to do is just refresh them every few months or so. Having a community board in your shop where those businesses can actually do the same will probably grease the wheels on making them a little bit more interested in the idea. A reciprocal promotion kind of situation. So this also relates to connecting with the other owners of other local game stores in your area and trying to develop a working relationship with them. One of the best pieces of advice I got when originally opening my store, way, way back in the day, was cooperate rather than compete with the other game stores whenever possible. You do not have to be adversaries. You can be allies that work together. Build a good relationship with the other store owners so that you can avoid stepping on each other's toes in regards to things like scheduling events and promos and deals and all sorts of things. And you can get to the point where you can actually recommend each other for the things that each of you do exceptionally well. It's also really nice to be able to have someone going through the exact same entrepreneurial experience as you to talk to every once in a while. So, there's some extra benefits to having a friendly relationship with other store owners in your area. So it's definitely important. It's a good practice to have to be able to communicate with these people and work together so that both of you can be even more successful, ideally, especially if you're willing to share, the things that worked and the things that didn't, and all of that good stuff that basically makes up what this whole podcast is about. Number 5, chalk the sidewalk in front of your store. Pick up a box of those big, fat, chunky sidewalk chalks and then write a big board games inside right out front of your store. Related to this, a sandwich board on the sidewalk right out front of your shop in the way of somebody walking down that sidewalk. So they have to avoid it. They have to look at it, they have to see it and interact with it with a really funny call to action or some sort of a joke or something. That works really well too. The idea is basically tell people you're open and then tell them to come inside because that kind of stuff works. We need to pause that person for just a second to get their attention for a fraction of a second and say, hey, we got some pretty cool stuff in here. Come on in. And then that is enough to divert a lot of people who may not otherwise engage with your store and may not otherwise come in to see what's going on to stop and consider it for a little bit. So related to sidewalk chalk, again, something similar is to paint your windows with something funny or hobby related or art or fantasy related. That gets people to stop what they're doing and take a look. Because the whole idea is the first step in creating a customer is getting their attention. So you have to put something out there that just pops, that's different from their usual walking around downtown, retail experience. Number 6, create a referral program. Encourage your customers to bring their friends to the store. Have a program where if they do bring a new friend to F&M or game night or whatever, that if they let you know, both people get $5 off their entry or $10 off purchase in the store or something. This incentivizes the player to recruit their friends who might be adjacent to the hobby, or maybe they've gone to another store, but they haven't come to this one yet, or just outside the circle of your typical customer base, but they haven't yet just had the right reason to check out your store. With this kind of a strategy, you can test out different incentives. You can get really creative with this. But if you do put something together, make sure your people are trained to mention it in the sales conversation or have the information displayed prominently in your store and online. People won't know to refer a friend unless you encourage them to do so. So make it part of the program that when somebody comes in, they're buying whatever they are purchasing, they bring it up to the till. The salesperson should ask the customer whether or not, hey, this is the first time you shopped with us. Hey, did you know we have a referral program? If you have any friends that might be interested, if you bring your friend in this Friday, you both get to play for free. It's a really nice offer. And if the incentive is enough, that's enough for people to take action. And you don't need a lot to encourage a friendly, happy gamer to bring somebody that they think might be interested and come play with them. But enough will push some people over that you could make this a bit more of a snowball and start bringing in some new people that aren't already part of your existing customer base. Number 7, scan Facebook for local groups of gamers, hobbyists, and parents. Look for game groups in Facebook and trade groups related to your city or state. Just try to join them with your personal profile. Post your events and cool new releases in the game groups, and then post your story and kid-focused stuff and your personal thoughts and things like that in the parents/local happenings groups. The goal is to try to avoid spamming them with messages, but especially with parents, having reminders for things that are coming up or events that are happening or special programs and things like that. We're busy. We need some friendly taps on the shoulder. Be like, hey, don't forget this Thursday. It's the Pokemon group. Make sure you bring your kids and turn out. Having that sort of stuff in the groups is a really just a helpful service. Putting your monthly calendar in there at the beginning of the month, sharing customer stories goes a really long way towards spreading the word about what you're doing and the cool products and that sort of thing. So leverage Facebook groups for your store. Number 8, put together a new player bundle. So this one is the idea creating a low ticket bundle option for people who are new to gaming. This could be something like a small light game, some store credit, and like a free entry to one of your events. This is sort of a combo offer. It gives people an easy entry point into the tabletop game lines that you carry. And this is why you can customize it and all that. But we're also giving them a reason to come back and try out an event at the same time. So you kind of get that double whammy. The more often you can encourage, or you can market to and encourage a second, third, and fourth visit, the more likely you're going to earn a customer that will shop with you for the long term. So put together some sort of a deal, something easy that you can, training the salesperson to mention this. So assuming this isn't just you behind the counter, you doing all of the customer service. Once you've got a team, once you've got people that you're working with, tell them if you identify that this is a new person, this is somebody who's not a gamer, they've never been involved in this, they've never tried out this particular game, or they've never played this particular line or anything like that. Guide them gently towards, hey, did you know that we have this really nice introduction product that gives you this ticket to come out to our casual game night? It covers your entry cost. It gives you this starter pack that allows you to get into this game that's really easy, something, whatever it happens to look like. Obviously, this is very customizable. You have a whole bunch for every single game line that you do, but bundles increase your average order value for new people, and it's like a nice little gentle on-ramp for people who've never really played the game before, haven't been involved in the hobby before. So definitely give a new player bundle a try. Number 9, create a tabletop game menu piece. So I can't claim credit on this one. I saw this from an account on TikTok called House Rules Games. I thought it was genius. Love this idea. Shout out to @House Rules Games. So if you're on TikTok, go give them a follow. So again, Canva, open up Canva and create a board game menu. One that people can take for free at the counter. Like, this is going to be a physical piece of paper that they can take with them, or they can browse through it while they're walking through the halls of your gaming emporium. And the idea is that it just guides them towards the experience that best fits them. So it makes giving recommendations easier, and it's a really cool touch point that people can take home or show their friends and like, hey, did you see the game menu? That's so cool. Take the games that you typically recommend to new customers, and then just put them into nice little categories like starters for light fun games, shareables for games with a high player count, entrees for the deep strategic experiences, and whatever else fits your theme and your branding. Now, you can definitely go nuts and have some fun with this one, but I would definitely give this one a try and see what happens when you make something that's interesting and funny and just kind of neat that somebody can hold in their hands and take home with them. Number 10, this one's really simple. Join the Chamber of Commerce. Just join your Chamber of Commerce. Network with your fellow business owners, meet some new people, sponsor some events, make some new connections, and start to build relationships within your local community. Just go do it. It's super easy. They're usually available to everybody. Most towns have a Chamber of Commerce, or most regions. Go out there, join up, and then just start taking advantage of the things that they have to offer. Number 11, host new player game nights once a month or once every couple of weeks or whatever. Run events specifically for new players. Call them out as explicitly for people that aren't already experienced in the hobby. These could be board game nights, but they could also work for things like Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer. Pretty much all of the hobby lines fit this kind of criteria. We could make something that works for them. As nerds, we're immersed in the hobby. It can be very easy to forget how much there is to learn and know about the games that we love and what it's like for a new player to try to enter the space. So give new players a safe place to learn the game and introduce them to the hobby at large, right? Consistency here is key. The first event, as soon as you put up a new player game night or a casual board game night for newbies, you might not get a lot of traction, right? But having a consistent and regular on-ramp event, again, kind of tying it back to the new player bundle, to the sales conversations, for the training, for the employees. If they identify somebody who's never been to the store before, has never played one of these games before, doesn't really know what the whole world of tabletop gaming is all about, guiding them towards, hey, you should check out this night. It's at the end of the month. We have a regular thing that shows you all of the cool board games. We show you a bunch of party games. We have demos. Having something that is meant for those people to come in and try things out can be very effective at bringing in these sorts of people into the regular customer community. So have something on your schedule that brings them into the fold. Once a month, try it for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, see what happens. If it's relevant, this could be something that you do once every couple of weeks, depending on how many board games or how many hobby lines that you support. If you do Magic and you do Pokemon and you do Warhammer and you do board games, you could technically have one every single Thursday night and just rotate through them all so that you're only doing each individual section once a month, but giving lots of people opportunity to try something new for the first time. Number 12, ask for customer emails on your website and in store. So the starting point to this one is if you don't have a website, make sure you have a website. Go create a website. But assuming you do have a website, make gathering a customer's email part of the sales process and start training your people on how to do it. It can be as easy as asking the customer for their email when they're checking out, because plenty of POS systems have a way to save that kind of customer info, as well as the checkbox that makes it legal so that you can actually reach out to them via email. That's the key part of the whole thing, is that the person is giving you permission. And once you've got some way of storing that permission, you're checking the box that says, yes, this person has acknowledged that they're being subscribed to an email list and they're saying it's okay for me to reach out to them, then you're covered. Like I said, most POSs have a way to do that. But making that part of the process is a great way to collect emails. You can also offer a special discount code for the next time that they come in. Again, market to multiple visits, right? When people are on your website, have a way for them to sign up for your newsletter and then give them a good reason to do so. This can be a pop-up. It can be a form that when they check out, when they're putting in their email address as part of the checkout process, that it subscribes them to your newsletter with the option to opt in or opt out, depending on the platform. But having something that gets them onto your email list is an extremely powerful marketing avenue that more stores need to take advantage of. Algorithms can change, but having someone's email address and their permission to send them stuff is one of the most reliable ways that you can communicate with your customer base. Number 13, create an account on MailChimp or other email marketing service and write a weekly newsletter. So speaking of emails, write about your events coming up, new releases, new stories happening at the shop, and make sure to send your email list a weekly newsletter or whatever cadence you're comfortable with committing to. Game stores are incredibly dynamic compared to other retail operations. If you have an event calendar, I guarantee that you have something to write about in a newsletter that your customers and prospective customers want to be reminded of. And the cost of sending an email newsletter is virtually nothing. And the return on the effort is typically huge. So definitely do not sleep on this. Start writing an email newsletter. Write about the new releases, the new products that are interesting to you. There are so many ways of doing it. If you need inspiration, start looking at other local game stores online. Most of them have some sort of a way for you to sign up for the newsletter, and it'll give you an idea as to what other people are writing about and sending out to their list and how often and that sort of thing. But definitely worth the effort of putting an email newsletter together. Number 14, if you're using an e-commerce web platform, connect it to Google Merchant Center. This is a way to get your products to show up on Google Shopping for free. So create a Merchant Center account and then sync it to your online catalog. If you're on Shopify or BigCommerce, this is a super easy process, and it sets the stage for also running a really effective performance max campaign on Google Ads later on. There's no reason not to have your stuff show up on Google more often and more effectively. There's no reason to turn down organic shopping traffic. These people are looking for the product. They were probably looking to buy the thing. And if you show up at the right time, there's a good chance you'll get that sale. So just making sure that your stuff ends up in front of those people while they're looking. And Google Merchant Center is the way to go do that. And it's free, doesn't cost you anything. Again, it's just you got to make sure everything is all connected nicely. But speaking of great campaigns for Google Ads, well, all these strategies that we've been talking about so far are great. Putting real dollars into your marketing strategy is the fastest and most reliable way to get results for your game store. Hands down. We have refined at this point a powerful combo of paid ads, email marketing, SEO, and social media for game stores that drives sales online and customers into your store. If you want to see what a specialized marketing strategy could do for your store, head over to manaversaga.com/MMA for a free strategy session. Number 15, attend or host a booth at a local farmer's market or craft fair. Get outside your four walls and set up a booth with your wares and your games and anything else that you think would be interesting at your local farmer's market or craft fair. This applies to local game conventions too, but that's where you're going to meet people who are already in the tabletop gaming space. If you want to find new people and introduce them to the fun that is tabletop games, look for local events that you can put up a booth, offer to run some sort of special event, like a special paint session or something similar. Give people a taste of your in-store experience and tell them how they can join the community. Give them, bring your business cards, bring your flyers, bring all your marketing materials, anything that you have that they can take with them, along with the model that they just painted. And then also, they can browse your products and the cool games that you brought with you. This is a great way to meet people who might not normally interact with your business. So take a look, see what kind of farmers markets or festivals or events that are happening in your local community. Pay that table fee, support something that's happening in your space, and then get in front of some new and interesting people who might never know you exist otherwise. Number 16, sponsor a school club, youth group, or sports team. We talked about teachers a little while ago, but teachers and community organizers are always looking for ways to engage with kids. And lucky for us, tabletop games is incredibly engaging and also awesome and great for everybody. So it's not a hard pitch to say, hey, I think, what we do, I think would be really relevant for your children. I think they might really enjoy it if you come check us out. But sponsoring these teams, offering to donate some games to like a local after school program or just sponsoring a sports team, it's a really good way to get your game store's brand, your logo, in front of the kids and the parents who are some of the best customers that are existing in your local community while also building some goodwill. So it's definitely a good place to put some of your marketing dollars. So this one isn't free. Obviously, this one usually requires some sort of a monetary commitment, but it's definitely worth it. And it's a good way to get your name out there. Number 17, host learn to play nights, free learn to play nights. This one is similar to the new player nights, but for these ones are probably going to be more for people who are already a little bit aware of some of the gaming options, but are looking for something new. So run events for different games. This works really well for board games because of the vast variety of games that are out there. You could teach a different board game every single day of the week, it feels like at this point. But run events for different board games and offer a discount to people who attend and purchase a game that night. If you carry board games, so you can choose a new game each week and then run a live demo for people. I would recommend making it more of a social gathering that's welcoming to newbies rather than trying to focus specifically on the board game customers, but making it something that's fun. It's just enjoyable. You get to hang out with some people, you bring your friends, try something new, have somebody guide you through the process of learning a game rather than trying to struggle to read the rules at home. Like that's the pitch, right? And you can do the same thing for major trading card games that you carry or role-playing games or miniature games. Every game could work with a learn-to-play night. New game night could also parlay nicely as a date night option for couples. It's very easy to change the messaging on that or on Valentine's Day or just in making it so that you have a couples night or a date night as one of the events you run. If you want to encourage people to do something other than go out to movies or the bar. I think that is another great way to leverage the learn-to-play night. Number 18, raffle is a good way to collect emails and encourage purchases. Incentives work, and we humans, we love to win. So put up a coveted prize that customers want. You can create an offer. Spend X number of dollars this week, and you get a ticket to win Y prize. Or maybe we give away $50 in store credit to one lucky person on our email list every month. But you have to be signed up to our newsletter to have a chance to win. The best kind of raffle prize is something that your customer values highly that doesn't cost you a ton of margin. Something that's super hot in the market right now is going to get a lot of customers interested, but that would probably sell at market rates just fine. And you're probably going to attract the wrong kinds of people to, your list. Store credit, I think, is one of the best because your average cost of goods is built in. But if you can find something unique that people want that doesn't cost you much of anything, that's really the ideal. You want them to value it very highly and for you to be able to provide it as inexpensively as possible. But having something that gives people a good reason to join your list or a good reason to spend a certain amount of money over a time period is a great way to boost sales in the short term. If you need sales now, this kind of a tactic will work. People will take action in order to win, in order to grab something special or have a chance to win something that they want anyways. Number 19, run local focused meta ads for your store. $5 a day can go really far on increasing awareness for your store. Create an ad in your business manager, go into Facebook, open your business manager and create an ad account instead of just doing boosted posts, and put together an awareness campaign specifically that's centered around a 20-mile radius around your store's location. That'll restrict the people who see your ad to the people who are probably going to be the most likely to interact with your store anyways. So if your goal is to increase the number of people who know your game store exists, right? There's different goals when we're advertising, different goals when we're running these sorts of campaigns. If you just want more eyeballs, the goal is to increase the eyeballs and increase the impressions on your ad as possible. So you pick awareness as the campaign goal and create just a handful of ads that pitch your store as a conceptual idea. So rather than trying to focus on, hey, buy magic from us, it could be, we are a full service game store that has all these great events, but we also have Magic on stock. We have Pokemon. We do Warhammer. We do One Piece. We do Yu-Gi-Oh! We have models, airplanes, video games, comics, whatever happens to make up the bulk of what you sell. All of those things can go into the ad itself. So you're pitching the store as an experience, as a destination, rather than specific products and trying to sell something directly on the ad. And if you're not sure what to put in the ad, think about how you would answer a complete stranger who was asking, what kind of store do you run? Start there and then finish the ad with a call to action to come into the shop. But just make sure that you include your address on the ad copy so that people do know where you're going. But that's a really great way to reach potentially thousands of people. Cost per 1,000 impressions on Meta can go anywhere from a couple of dollars all the way up to tens and 20s of dollars, depending on what you're running. But for awareness campaigns, since you're just trying to get impressions, $5 a day, you could get in front of 2,000 to 3,000 people every single day to see your ad. So it's a really effective way to really boost the number of people who see your brand for the first time. Number 20, post videos on social media. If you have a decent phone, you can shoot great video. Anything of the last few years has a decent enough camera to shoot some pretty good video. Focus on the people in your community and that work for your store. Doing the unboxings and doing videos of the game products and that sort of thing. We care about people for the most part. We want to see other people. We want to see the people that we interact with. We want to see the people that we like. We stop and we look at faces. We don't stop and look at inanimate objects as much on social media. So make sure you focus on the human aspect of things. Showcase the community and the experience of shopping at and playing in your store. And then try to capture as many organic moments of joy and fun as you can and share them online. Roughly 80% of your social media should be community, people, or event focused. And then the other 20% should be products and new things that are coming out and the fun, shiny stuff that we all like to enjoy. Number 21, start a Discord server and invite your customers to join the conversation there. Discord is becoming one of the go-to ways that your most dedicated customers communicate with each other online. It's also a great place to do product announcements, to gather pre-orders if that's something that you do, and even get opinions on new ideas or new event things that you're considering. So set up a Discord server. It's free, it's relatively easy. And then just make sure that you post the invite link on your website, your social media, and in your store, and then let people know, hey, if you want to be part of the community and you want to talk to each other and you want to organize and you want to be part of what we do in the store, this is our official store Discord server. Come check it out. Number 22, if you are good at art, or if you have someone on the team who is, leverage that in murals in or on the outside of the store. So you do not want to be just another retail store. That's no fun. You want your store to stand out and be something that people remember. And one of the best ways to do that is to have a truly unique space that people can appreciate. You know, alongside awesome products and great customer service and cool people to hang out with. This is one that might not exactly count as inexpensive because you might have to hire an artist to paint a custom mural in your store. But if you have the skill set, it can be an excellent way to create a memorable experience for customers. That also boosts your branding tremendously. And if you have people come into your store and they look around at all of the cool artwork that you have on the wall, then you're on the right track. Bonus points. People will naturally take pictures when the art is cool. You can actually encourage customers to tag your store in photos on their social media. Having people tag you because your place is so cool is a natural way to get that virality effect. If your store is suddenly in the front of a bunch of other people's feeds because they took a picture of this awesome piece of art that you have on your wall, there's nothing quite like that sort of earned media, earned impressions. That's definitely worth the effort to put something cool on your wall. And besides that, it makes your store, a more enjoyable, nice, cool place to be, right? With a awesome aesthetic. So definitely consider a mural of some sort on the wall or on the outside of the store. Number 23, this is the last one. Create a photo wall or first-time winner board and then snap a visible photo of your customers. So post event winners online. That's important. Celebrate your customers' accomplishments. Definitely an important aspect of marketing and telling your story. But alongside the winners, include people playing and just having some fun. And then turn that into a physical piece. Tell the story of what your store offers to people in the context of their lives, right? So that's competition, but it's also friends, family, fun, and real human connections. So having a physical place for these pieces to exist gives people, there's something tangible about it that you cannot really replicate with your Facebook feed. If people are drawing, or if you ever get the kind of community where people are creating things for you, make sure those go up too. Somebody's doodling, they are drawing on the back of a receipt. That kind of stuff can go up on the board as well. If somebody has a picture of their favorite Magic character or store employee, those are great. Share pictures of, take photos of an absolutely ridiculous board state or the result of last Halloween costume contest. Make sure those go up on the board and you have a panoply of pictures that tell a grand story of your store, of your business, of your community, and the people that make it up. So it's a great place for that sort of thing. Social media, it's great for that kind of stuff. Definitely make use of that. Take all of those things and put them on your Facebook page, put them on your Instagram, turn them into TikToks. All that stuff's great. But physical pictures have an impact that social media just cannot replicate. But yeah, with that, that's it. That's what you got, folks. 23 inexpensive but powerful ways to get the word out about your game store. Remember, marketing doesn't have to break the bank to be effective. Sometimes the most impactful strategies are the ones that focus on genuine community connection rather than big ad budgets. And I'd love to hear which of these ideas you're planning to try first, or if you've had success with other low-cost marketing approaches. Drop me a message on social media. I'm on Facebook. I'm pretty easy to find. Or shoot me an email, tom@manaversesaga.com. I read every single email that I get. If you found value in today's episode, I would ask for a quick favor. Share it with another game store owner who might benefit from these strategies. Our industry gets stronger when we all grow and work together. And if you want a nice little PDF checklist of all the strategies in this episode, you can download that at manaversesaga.com/MVP154. That's where the show notes and all the links will be as well. If you're ready to take your marketing to the next level with some expert help, do not forget to check out manaversesaga.com/MMA for that free strategy session we talked about earlier. Whether you're just opening your doors or looking to compete with the big online retailers, we've got your back. Until next time, I'm Tom Traplin, and I will see you again in the next episode of the Manaverse Podcast.